the strength reduction, the whatever the strength reduction of the toxic substance, or the amount of the toxic substance in the wastewater, that can be reduced by the following methods. So here there are the various methods or the process which has been carried away, that will be taken as the major, that will be taken as the one of the major methods for the decreasing the amount of the waste in the effluent water. So first, the is the first process of the reducing its strength is the process changes. What is this first process? First one is the strength of the waste, the strength in the wastewater that can be reduces by the changing the process. So this the strength of the wastewater in the any, there are many process are there in the industries. So here the sanitary engineer or is been concerned with this waste that is been most problem giving for the pollutions. So he has to take a decision so on this changing the process, changing the process of the waste in the amount in the waste effluent. So he has to take the considering the alternate change in the process. So second one is the equipment, modification of the equipment. So there are the equipment which has been used in an industries. So these are some of the old materials which has been used. So here the change, the change in the equipment can effectively that can reduces its strength of the waste, usually by reducing the amount of the contaminants in the wastewater. Here if I give an example of this, the whatever the strength reduction which is occurs in a dairy industries, by new cans were constructed with the smooth necks, so that they could have been dried faster or completely. So this can prevent the large amount of the milk waste from entering from to the way to the water or streams or any sewage plants. That can be avoided. So this is what the change in the or the change in the or any modification in the equipment. One is process is it has to be changed, another is equipment has to be changed. So by doing this, the amount of the entering the water can be reduces. Next we will go for the segregation of this waste. Segregation I told earlier. So what is this segregation? Segregation of this wastewater that will reduces the strength and difficulty of this treating the final wastewater from an industry, that can be reduces. So the domestic wastewater and industrial wastewater has to be segregate. This usually which results in the two waste. One is one there will be having when one strong amount of the effluent in the wastewater, another will be small toxicity in the volume. One is weaker and one is the stronger one. Okay, so this has to be segregated. The smaller volume, strong waste that can be handled with the various methods with the specific problems. The term of the volume reduction along with the segregation of this cooling water, storm water from this process, so that can save the time and the money as well as the energy for the final treatment plants. So next we will go for the equalization of this wastewater. What is this equalization of the waste? So in some the plants which have many products from the diversity process only, so these prefer the equalization of this waste. So this requires holding the waste from certain period of the time depending upon the time taken for the repetitive process in the plants. If you take an example, manufacturing, it requires a series of operations that take 8 hours. The plant needs equalization of the basin which is been designed to hold the wastewater for 8-hour period. So effluent from the equalization basins is much more, which has been consistent in the characteristics, such which has been very effluent in the same basins. This stabilizing the pH and biological oxygen demand, which settling the solids and heavy metals among the objective of this equalization. So stable effluents are being treated more easily and effectively, so the industrial as well as the municipal treatment plants. Next, we will go for the byproduct recovery. Byproduct recovery, all the waste which contains are the in the process that has to be recovered, and rest of the water which is available for the treating. Next, it will go for the proportioning of the waste. The proportioning of the discharge of the concentrated waste that mainly sewers the plants can be offered, which reduces the strength. So on the total waste that can be removed in the minimal final treatment process, that can cause the least damage for the streams. Next is the monitoring of the wastewater. Monitoring of the wastewater, whatever the accidents which is spills around the same stream pollutions and malfunctioning of treatments, so that has to be monitored and that has to be controlled. This eliminates the amount of the wastewater mixed with the sewage water, and it mixed with the stream water that can be allowed, that can be monitored, and that can be controlled. So that's about this, the process of eliminating the most toxic, or the reducing the wall, or reducing the strength of the toxicity in the wastewater.